Have you ever walked into a room and felt as though every single eye was fixed directly on you, waiting for you to make a mistake? Perhaps you spent 20 minutes checking your reflection, worried that a single stray hair or a tiny wrinkle in your shirt would be the talk of the town. This intense feeling of being watched and judged is known as the spotlight effect. It is a psychological phenomenon where we overestimate how much others notice us. We believe our flaws and blunders are broadcasted on a giant screen for everyone to see. But the reality is much quieter than our anxiety suggests. To understand this, we must look back at a famous study conducted at Cornell University in the year 2000, which changed how we view social perception. Researchers asked a group of students to wear a t-shirt featuring a prominent image of Barry Manilow, a shirt many found embarrassing at the time. The students wearing the shirt were convinced that at least half of their peers would notice and remember the unfashionable choice they were forced to wear. However, when the researchers surveyed the other students in the room, the results were shocking. Only about 10% had actually noticed the shirt. This massive gap between what we perceive and what others actually see is the heart of our social anxiety. We are the protagonists of our own stories. Because we are so focused on our own internal experience, we assume everyone else is just as focused on us as we are. It is an egocentric bias. Meet the internal critic. This is the shadow version of yourself that stands in the corner of your mind, whispering that you look awkward or out of place. When this critic takes over, we become stiff and hyper-aware. We stop acting naturally because we are trying to perform the perfect version of ourselves. But consider this perspective. Every other person in that room is also dealing with their own internal critic. They are too busy worrying about their own spotlight. Let's deconstruct the illusion. Imagine you are in a crowded subway. You feel like everyone is judging your tired eyes or your messy hair. Now shift your gaze. Look at the person to your left. They are scrolling through their phone. The person to your right is lost in a book. They aren't thinking about you. They are thinking about their grocery list, their upcoming meeting, or a conversation they had 3 years ago. As you realize this, the heavy spotlight that felt so blinding begins to dim. It softens until it matches the natural, gentle light of the environment. The first step to overcoming this anxiety is to acknowledge it. When you feel that surge of self-consciousness, remind yourself of the Cornell study. Take a deep breath. Feel the air enter your lungs and ground you in the present moment. You are here, and you are safe. Try to turn your attention outward. Instead of focusing on how you look, focus on the person you are talking to. Listen to the cadence of their voice. Engagement is the antidote to self-absorption. When we connect with the world, we stop being the director of our own imaginary movie. Remember that people generally want you to succeed. Most are kind and far more forgiving of your minor slips than you are. In the end, understanding the spotlight effect gives you back your freedom. You no longer have to live for the perceived judgment of strangers. You can wear what you like, say what you feel, and be exactly who you are. The spotlight was only ever in your mind. The spotlight is almost always an illusion of our own making. Most people aren't watching you at all. Think about it. While you are worried about your hair, the person across from you is likely worried about their own work deadline or a text message. We are all the protagonists of our own stories. In our own minds, we are the center of the universe. This is natural, but it's also a trap. When we step out, we assume others are observing us with the same intensity we observe ourselves. This is where mindfulness becomes our greatest tool. Mindfulness isn't about clearing your mind. It's about noticing the thoughts without getting swept away by them. Observe the anxiety as a passing cloud. Imagine your anxious thoughts as ink dripping into a bowl of clear water. Watch them swirl, spread, and eventually fade into the background. By acknowledging the feeling of the spotlight, you take away its power. You say, "I feel watched, but I know that's just my brain being self-centered." Now, let's try a perspective-shifting exercise called swapping shoes. This helps break the illusion by turning your focus outward. Next time you're in a public space, like a park or a busy grocery store, stop looking at yourself through the eyes of others. Pick a random person, a stranger sitting on a bench, or someone walking a dog. For a moment, try to imagine their internal world. Maybe they are thinking about what to cook for dinner, a broken phone screen, or a funny memory from 5 years ago. Notice how preoccupied they are. They aren't thinking about you, your shoes, or that awkward thing you said earlier. They are the stars of their own show. This realization is incredibly freeing. When you understand that everyone is just as self-conscious as you are, the spotlight finally goes out. You are free to be yourself, to make mistakes, and to move through the world without the weight of 1,000 imaginary eyes. Remember, social anxiety is a habit of the mind, and like any habit, it can be changed with practice and perspective. Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe for more psychological insights to help you grow. See you next time.